So I think I forgot to queue up a second song. Sorry about that. I think the break's over because I didn't want to leave you in silence. Let me grab a cream soda out of the fridge here, though. Hold on. Sorry about that. I just played one song, right? Whoops. Okay. Back in black. So wait, what all happened with now that we've gone through the black hole, what happened with the Atlas path? We have that star seed crafted, but not the remembrance and oh well, there's time for everything now, I guess. Says you're done. It's still there, but you would have to go all the way back. What's still where? Oh, remembrance comes from Artemis questline. Oh. Oh, the one I'm avoiding. I didn't realize that. Okay. So they work together. That makes sense. Okay, that does make sense. Rawr. Geographer, I fed the dogs during the break. You have both, but not crafted them yet. Well, as we discovered, you can break and recraft this, despite what the wiki said that made it sound otherwise. If you destroy the star seed, you can make it again in a different slot or whatnot. A detachable tongue. A detachable tongue. Detachable tongue, huh? Yeah, we got a little worried. I had put the star seed in this slot, or I've now put the hazmat gauntlets, and then the remembrance came up in discussion. We went, well, when I want to put them next to each other, where am I going to put the remembrance? Anyways, that's why I moved things around. Guardian, the last time you got that far, the star seed didn't exist, just the heart of the sun. Yeah, the star seed, instead of being a craftable here, Heart of the Sun, made from one of the others, modified quanta and so on. Star seed was on this crafting list. You don't even bother with the environment protection modules. You just eat sodium all the time. Just stacks of sodium, go, go, go. Exocraft, what, on survival or perma you'd craft them. Yeah, I still like them on normal. You just hide in holes and caves. Well, that sounds more like survival mode. Oh my god, there's a storm, I better dig a hole and hide in it. I mean, I've done that. I'll do that, but that sounds like survival. Oh, man, how did I bite my tongue drinking soda? Oh. Oh. Mmm. How does one do that? How does one do that? Need more soda now to cool tongue. Hmm. Hmm. Ow! Damn! That hurts. That hurts. Ah. I don't know why I'm going for buried tech. We're not going to get hex cores, so never mind. Never mind. Detachable tongue. Ah, if only. Take it out and set it in some alcohol. Thank you. All right, let's fly around a little through some of these rings, and then how are we doing on those various missions? We're supposed to kill predatory creatures when we see them. That's fine. Scan unique plants. I'm sure we can find some more plants to scan here. While we're here, I had 3 predatory creatures. One of them was like killed 13 though. 2 of them were 2, 1 or 2, and one of them was killed 13. Where did we get this? Hot Brawl? Kill creatures? This is random creatures. That's the 13. I'm getting rid of Hot Brawl. I'm not gonna want to go back to the NPC anyways. We'll keep those others. Yeah, to feed some for nanites, kill predatory for nanites, scan plants for nanites, kill predatory, nanites, nanites, nanites. Yeah, they're good for disinfection. Ah, well, Lumia has basically sent me a sippy cup. I do have one. I usually just drink these cream sodas really fast. You drink them while they're icy cold. I don't put them in a glass or anything. You just drink them. Drink them fast. A little different here when I'm distracted. Cool thing about some of these mega exotics, these new biomes that have giant versions of normally small things, is that they also can have normal life, and it makes them, much more pleasant planets to think about putting a base on or just to hang out on. Some of the really cool exotics are only fun to look at for a little while, but there's just nothing else there. This looks like the monochrome planet at night. Kinda neat. What about the torchlight? What does the torchlight do? That's kind of neat looking. When the sun goes down and the red glow is gone, you can cast a small red glow. I do have a conflict scanner now because in part because the ship came with one. I think I moved it though. Yeah, we had room for everything now. So we got conflict scanner, teleport receiver. I still need to fix this thing. I gotta fix one of my shield mods. And think about getting a 3rd shield mod and a 3rd pulse engine mod just cause why not? You can find derelict space stations now. Wait, hold on. What do you mean derelict space stations? Do you mean in uninhabited systems I can find abandoned space stations? Or where does that apply? That sounds really cool. Wait, it says meat eater, so he's predatory. Should count. I'm sorry. I guess we're a little higher up the food chain. It was quick. I can't say it was painless, but it was quick. another one. So you find a system with an economy level, but no conflict level. Only that combination. So when you find an uninhabited, no economy, no conflict, that doesn't count. You're not going to find one there. It's got to have an economy, but no conflict. Huh. I will keep an eye out and try to remember that. Then check it out. So when you find one, you find a derelict space station. Is it like the other abandoned ones may have seen? If you portal to a system that has an abandoned space station? All the buildings will be derelict too and have whispering eggs around them. Huh. I've seen pretty abandoned trade outposts, but you're saying everything. I'm glad there is still a lot I have yet to see. Put a lot of time into the game, but I've been limited in scope what I've been doing in the game, and that's okay. I've managed to put in 200 hours doing a limited number of things in this game, and there are many more things to do. Haven't even gotten into base building or seen much of what's out there. A game where hundreds of hours can be just the beginning. Isn't that awesome? I needed a game like that. I needed a game where hundreds of hours can be just the beginning. Although we are going to have to play some other things on stream at some point. I know some of you must really enjoy this, even if it just kind of goes on forever. And some not so much. Some people are, understandably no shows while we're playing this game or any other game. And they said, wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle. Who was that? The early criticisms of the game? Or where was that? That's very pretty. Looks nice at night. That was critics, early critics. So wait, the V1, what did the V1 take? Since I have a 3. Sure. Atlas Pass V1. It just needed copper. I'm actually short on copper. Well, let's make a V1. Where's some copper? There's emerald, cobalt, ferrite. All right, we're not gonna get copper here. Would someone do me a favor and remind me when we're off-world, when we're somewhere, to pick up some copper? Make that Atlas Pass. Critics in quotes. By critics, I meant critics. Stayed for 15 hours and then pontificated out of their bottom holes. Those little guys are not predators, just in case you were wondering or didn't read the box. It said seeds, seek seeds, or forages for seeds, or snorts seeds, or something like that, but it definitely wasn't meat eater, I'm gonna kill you, come hunt me, I'm a predator. Didn't there used to be more aggressive, I've heard there were more aggressive animals. As in they would attack the player without you having to attack them first. How did that work, and I think that sounds cool. I kind of hope something like that comes back. I wouldn't mind if there were... Ooh! We haven't seen... we did see it before. Eats liquidized organs. I think that counts as predator? Oh, nice headstand! Some of the ragdolls when creatures die is wild. I had one do flips, not two full flips, but like one full and a partial. I don't know what the physics are behind that, but so sanctity of nature. Okay. And good. We didn't feed anyone. So I guess we could go feed the seed eaters. We're supposed to feed 8. None of the creatures on this world are gonna want to come near me. I just slaughtered 2 of them. Captain Frantic, I don't know if this will mean much. I don't know if you're familiar with Star Wars Galaxies, the MMO back in the day, launched in what would have been 03. But that's sort of my. People ask, "What's your favorite game of all time?" And it's not really a silly question, but there's no. That's a hard thing to answer because I've been playing games all my life. I got all kinds of different games, but if I have to answer, that's the one I pull out. It's kind of a cheat of an answer, but I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of my life in that game. And it is no more, and it changed many times. But the reason I bring it up is because of all the games that I've played since Star Wars Galaxies, the one that reminds me the most of it in certain ways, in certain intangible, I can play this forever ways, is No Man's Sky. And it was your comment that really made me think of it just now. It allows you to play how you want in so many ways, and there isn't a hold your hand mechanic. Now that's not really how. While those things are true about Star Wars Galaxies originally, that's not so much what I was thinking of. But your comment got me thinking. Anyways, it was empty. It was its emptiness. It was the need for players to create their own game out of the sandbox that had been created. It was in some ways some of the game's weaknesses, that it didn't have much story content, it didn't have much structure to anything, and it had huge empty worlds. You could just go. They were really impressively large. I didn't play a lot of MMOs, a handful of them after Galaxies, but that was the first. You could. I mean, initially they didn't have vehicles in the game. You didn't have speeders. You couldn't get from here to here very quickly, and there didn't even have shuttles. I'd have to explain more things for context, but let's just say that you had to walk everywhere at the start of the game. So if you wanted to meet up with someone at a cave on the world map on another part of the planet you're on, you'd have to say, hey, I'll meet you there in about 45 minutes, hopefully, because it would be a bit of an adventure just getting there. In there was nothing there, but it would take you 45 minutes to travel there, and that's just a small section of the map and what you might encounter in terms of random enemies and just cool looking. I mean, the game didn't look that good, but it was awesome at the time. I could just live in it, and I get that feeling from No Man's Sky, and some of that has to do with little game mechanics, like the resources, being able to plop down a little crafter, a mining unit, and pull up resources, and it doesn't have a deep crafting system like Galaxies had, so I don't know why some of that even reminds me of it. Stalker. I've only played a little Stalker, and right when it came out. Haven't yet streamed it or been back to it since it was new, when it could barely run well on the hardware of the time. Call of Chernobyl mod. Alright, let's feed this guy and see if others, all the other critters might come running. Go. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? One nice thing about feeding is that it does attract others. It can be a pain finding things to feed, but if you can find one, then the others, some others will usually come to you. Or not. I guess if you're feeding something near a group, that would help. You are pushing us around. See you in this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to feed this cat. Probably not. Did it call the weather here poison cyclones? Oh, that's... That make you think of your racetrack, Chronic? Did you see those ships go tearing off into the distance? I don't know if they flew through the rings, but it kind of looked like it. Alright, let's see what we can scan with the chip here. It is. This game is just beautiful everywhere. Why didn't I take a screenshot there? I'm gonna go grab a shot from that little hill. That was a great view. Great view. Because for once I just thought I'm just gonna enjoy the moment. No strings attached. Yeah, but you're right. It sure is. Spend half your bolt caster ammo shooting around the sentinels. Even as though you've been using keyboard and mouse controls. Oh, get the sun in one of the rings. I was thinking about what you were saying there for a minute. It wasn't clicking. Get the sun in one of the rings. You hungry? Hold on. We got time to feed you. There we go. Camera doesn't have to sit where the grass is. Not really standing in the best. The camera won't go into the hill, so I have sort of restricted view, but pretty. Ooh. Try something else over here. How about this? Should be able to change the depth of field. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff, isn't there? What? Left, right? What am I doing? What was it doing with those buttons? Huh. That's neat that it has some depth of field controls. And does it matter? Oh, shit. Alright, I don't even know if I grabbed one from that angle. Let me just grab something here. Yeah, distance blur. Been a long time since I did any serious work with the real camera. But yeah, depth of field, whether you're focused on everything or whether you're more narrowly focused on an object in the foreground or the rear ground, blurring out the rest. What's that silly popular, maybe it's not silly to, maybe it's not right to call it silly, but what's the name that's given for that effect on phones and apps these days? Like it's a depth of field effect, the bokeh effect or something? I don't remember, the portrait mode on iPhones and Android and whatever else. But you need to have distant stuff in the shot. Yeah, we're not gonna blur the sun. And these rings aren't really, they don't have a lot of definition because they're just enlarged assets. That is pretty sweet. Okay, that's just cool to take photos. Rather than the frame of the sun, I rather like the, just seeing it all laid out. Monolith. Or not a monolith, it's you call it a pillar or plaque. Strange writings form upon the stone, revealing secrets from the time of the Viking ancients. How I understand them, I do not know. Herc foresaw the weakness of the Viking warrior kind. The star ascent of our noble race was blocked by the weak-minded sentinels. 9 times 9-fold, Herc commanded, we would have our vengeance and dash the metal demons against the rocks of our damnation. Frantic streamer that only didn't think they were into games, was hooked on No Man's Sky. All they do is take screenshots. I understand that. Guess we're sticking on this planet a little longer. Head up to Ruin, and I do want to see if there's a trade outpost. We saw ships flying around. Oh, I love having 6 mods for the jetpack. Beat a couple more guys while I'm thinking about it. Except I just ran at them, so they're not gonna want to be anywhere near me. You didn't see me running, did you? You're not scared. Don't be scared. Where are your friends at? See, don't be scared, we'll feed you. Or you can feed them again once they stop pooping. They usually poop twice and then you can feed them again. So, yeah, Guardian, I was informed by chat that in addition to the 3, and you will overload if you put a 4th in the tech section, you could have 3 in the general section, and it won't overload, and they will stack again. So maybe it would have been better to put them in a straight line for a little more synergy. But whatever, yeah, 3 and 3. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Once again, it's kind of a game changer. This is jetpack all day. Same in ships, so you could have 6 shields or... Damn. They odd, it didn't want to work for you. When did you last try it? Did I scare off the creatures with my jetpack antics? But wait, we were gonna feed you more. You didn't even stay to poop, did you? Alright, they did. Well, I don't know. I would try it again. Make sure you're splitting them up, tech and general. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would try it again. Okay. So feeding them again should count for the... We didn't already finish, did we? Feed creatures. 6 of 8. Just need 2 more. Where'd your friends go? You miss your 300% extra life support? How long did that last? Yeah, that would be a nice boost too. And you don't want to be fed. You don't want what we've got. Alright, last one. Come here, force feeding time. Thank you. Thank you for letting me shove that food in your mouth. I hope you were hungry. Go to the ruins first. Oh, it was really close. Were the ruins right there? You simply must fly through all the rings now. Okay. Or that. We could do that. We could just take them. Ouch. Guardian, that's a bummer. Frantic? Let's see. Here's your A-class. Heavy fighter. Nice. Dude, I like that. Yeah, that's another cockpit body style that I like. Haven't owned one like that. It'll knock right out. No problem. She can take it. Badass, rough and tumble. Ass kicking. Guardian, you're out for bid. Have fun. Hey, Hypno and the rest of you. Later. Guardian, have a good one. Have fun too. Yeah, of course there was. Of course, because of course there was. Here's the chest. Hi, Daisy. That is one scary emote. One way to get a whole face in an emote. It's hard to fit a face in an emote. I suppose you could just skip a few parts and just... Okay, the collection of vibrating diamonds. Ooh. Approximately 933 years old, crawling with insects and haunted by a musty aroma, this treasure is nonetheless an artifact of great worth. That spoons emotes. Huh. I guess I haven't seen those before. Or never looked long and hard at them. Let's hit up the trade outpost before we go off world. How far away is it? Yeah, we'll come down on it from above. Yeah, Captain Frantic, I gotta just throw it out there right now. I'm really not down with any of that beta cuck alpha male bullshit, frankly. So, just throw it out there. I think it's a big load of shit. So, I'd appreciate it if you didn't call that stuff out. Because I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Thank you. Failtastica. Cheers. I could say a lot more on the topic, but I'm going to restrain myself. It's loosely tied to the kind of topics I don't want to bring up here just because we're trying to come together, not bang skulls, let alone drag knuckles. Oh yeah, that's my ship. Oh, that's a cool ship over there. All right, well, we got a trade outpost. Did I come here for some reason? Just to see what ships were coming in. Have a decent place to watch that for a sec.
Well, what do we have here?
Flying End.
Must be a new
Welcome
arrival.
aboard. Thank you for the follow. Greetings. You see the red light from this chromatic planet bouncing off those rocks? I thought that light bouncing off the rocks was ancient data. Yeah, no, wasn't. Alright. Is that a ring wing? No, it is not. Head banging is sick though. Sorry, metalhead movement. Yeah, I haven't really tried to bang my head much since spinal surgery, but I think I probably could. This is many years ago. I was rather fond of banging my head around. No, I was never too serious about it, but I did have the hair for it for a long time now. Well aware. I'm just not sure I have the neck for it anymore. The Mother of Fire. Hey, there's a name for you. Or it was not caused by head banging. That was on the upside. No heads were banged until necks broke. Probably had more to do with sitting in this chair so much. We used to do. I don't blame the 24-hour streams for what happened to my neck, but I gotta look at that. But we used to do 24-hour streams on a regular basis here. And for 6 months or so in 2015, I mean, they were every week. Every week. So, it's possible that the amount of streaming I did and related factors were, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's in the past. It's a beautiful planet, though. The colors, even though they're flat with the red, but not much else, it's really neat. We don't need to drop a teleporter, though. Just because the system has uh-oh. Oh, that one coming. Can almost stop on a dime, but a little distracted. It has its own space station economy, so we can get back here anytime. Bonk! Bonk! Down! Thread! So I wonder what Chronic's racetrack would look like. What would it look like? Where would you try to send people? Crashed freighter. Half our cargo was spoiled by the breach. Try explaining that to the Overseer. The Gek don't take too kindly to broken. I think it will be better if I tell them in person. Half our cargo was spoiled by the breach. Try explaining to what? The logs are full of hundreds of such messages, each one talking about a breach in the cargo hold. The freighter's captain seems to grow increasingly panicked and self-aware regarding the repetition of these logs. By the time of the final message, they are screaming with happiness and despair. Well, that's messed up. Every once in a while, I run into the resources you need to open these pods vary, but they're the same for all the pods on any given, either on any planet or for any given freighter. We'll see here. They're all gonna require, nice, oxygen and pure ferrite. I think we got that covered. Launch fuel.
Radiation protection falling. Radiation
It's the fish, that's right.
Stabilizing.
Kill the fish. It's Kelly's job to make sure I don't kill the fish. Where is this?
Technology prepared. Radiation protection falling.
And it seems to me there is always one more pod than you need. When you get data out of that computer, it gives you a little side quest to get all of these cargo pods. Get the loot in them.
Radiation
But there's one more cargo pod in the area than you need. That seems to be the case every time. So once you get enough, there's one more. Not there yet. You'll see.
technology prepared.
Liquid explosives. I've got a stack of that stashed. Worth 800,000? If we needed the money, we could sell it, but I imagine that gets used in some cool craftables. Yeah, pretty poor loot out of this freighter so far until liquid explosive. Yeah, that's nice though. So what, do you have any examples of craftables it goes into? I'm saving it assuming that it's worth saving rather than just selling. Fusion igniters.
Technology prepared.
Third launch fuel.
Radiation protection falling.
There's one, and there's one more. So this, whichever of these I get next, is going to trigger the quest complete, but then there's the other one we can still pick up.
Technology prepared. Units received. Technology prepared. Radiation protection falling.
So, not been getting any drop pod data today. I'm gonna just not turn that into warp fuel yet, as well. Haven't fixed that yet. Thanks, black hole. Starship launch fuel. We got a stack of it. Effigies. We've got a stack. Not needed for stasis devices. Thanks for checking. The so many blueprints that I'm gonna need before the ones that I already have become useful. Guess I'm not in any rush. Here, okay, just in case you're going nuts about my bothering to sort the inventory and then, you know, like, I don't know, leaving one thing hanging out there. I don't know who's bothered by what. But I know that it bothered me a little that I did that. Like, you're really gonna leave the antimatter just hanging out. You moved things around and then left the antimatter just off on its own. I mean, that's not even bad. Bad would be people with real OCD. The rest of us just go a little nuts sometimes, right? We're just self-indulgent. But I have like put dishes into the dishwasher and then rearranged them. Not because they were gonna clean better, okay? Not even because they were gonna fit better. Just, you know, like grouping. But I think it's mostly self-indulgence. You do this all the time. It's okay. They're gone. Daisy. Thanks, bot. Means you're all mildly insane, that's all? Mildly. I am proudly batshit, thank you very much. Nice little take. Look at that. Stack of nanites and they could speed up this interaction. There's a lot of lag in the turn-in interaction. I think they could speed it up. Why couldn't they speed it up? When you're picking up quests, it's very snappy getting back to the menu. When you're turning them in, there's like a 5-6 second lag. Seven or 8 seconds. So, weird thing about this, it takes you to a ruin, right? That's cool, they take you to a ruin and you might get a nice piece of loot. And they give you nanites. But I think, does it work with any ruin? Anyways, it probably works with any ruin, so we may as well take this. No, that's not the weird part. Sorry, brain slipped a gear. There's like they take you to a plaque first. This mission sends you to a plaque to find out where a ruin is. I guess makes sense, but I don't know if it will trigger correctly if you don't go to the plaque, the corresponding plaque first. I think that's what I was trying to say. Right-click spam can sometimes speed things along. Like my mouse for this computer is on the other side of the room. Now that I think about it, need it, I'll have to get it. I don't need it at the moment. So we're not selling the liquid explosive. I've got a small stack building. We got 5 semiconductors. Put that in a stack back at a base. And unstable gel, I think I can craft, but since I had it in a box, and then I needed the space in the box, I just dumped it up on the freighter. My freighter's not terribly organized right now. I want to kind of keep stacks of some things and others. I don't know if I want to keep them there, but I just dump things there for convenience. Like, why do I have a lot of cactus flesh right now? I'm not crafting anything. Frost crystal's more understandable. We're gonna build some bases at some point, and we will need lots of glass and all the frost crystals in the galaxy, but I want to have some around. It's nice having a freighter just to empty your pockets, right? You're running around on a planet, your pockets are full. Here, freighter, take this, take this, take this. Refreshing. Clue location. So yeah, that's about finding another ruin. Hey, any of you guys know where a drop pod is? Let's see if anybody knows where a drop pod is. I could really use a drop pod. 3 actually, but I'll settle for 1. Here. Have an effigy. Now, how about a drop pod? No, no directions. Want some mordite? Laser. Yours is full of frigate fuel and nothing else. I guess if you have a huge armada and you're making bank off of it and getting stuff from it, that could make sense. There you go, directions. I knew you had something in you. Drop pod? Pod? Trading post. Okay. Alright, lurk on. Gas harvesting. I guess when I get into base building and farming, I will have some successes and failures, and then I will be better equipped to ask you all questions about what you do. I could ask now, but the answers would be a little over my head. I wouldn't be able to place them in context. How you set up your bases, what kind of things you farm, what your systems are for going to harvest, and blah blah blah. Drop pod! Yay! Yay! Yes, thank you. Drop pod, you're the man. You're the Viking. When that platform raised, I thought for just a moment that I was sinking. You know that feeling if you're parked in a car and the car next to you starts to move and you think that you're the one rolling? I just got a little bit of that. All right, let's hit up the clue and the drop pod. Doesn't matter what order. Full complement. How did you decide which ones to add? Did you wait for better? Did you pick up anything? C classes? Do you have a lot of C class, or are you too rich to have C classes in your armada? I haven't bought any frigates yet, so I'm wondering what I should be looking for. How picky I should be when I start picking them up. My controller is gonna hate me today. I'm eating salt and vinegar potato chips, and I have a towel here. I'm trying to keep my hands not ruined. Try not to ruin them while try not to ruin the controller. 5 of each. Like trade, exploration, whatever the different attack, combat. My tongue still hurts like hell from somehow bit my tongue drinking a soda. It's skills. It takes skills. Strange writings form upon the stone, revealing secrets from the time of the Viking ancients. How I understand them, I do not know. So unlike the other plaques, you have to pay for this knowledge. Good thing I got some mordite. That's pretty close. Let's do that before the drop pod. 5 of each first, then got extras of all the others, aside from the supply ones.
Technology recharge.
Not flying well. Clearly a pirate. Yeah, I think I need to mark the one in the building. Darth! Hello, Darth. Welcome. Two chests in a row that weren't buried.
Technology prepared. Technology prepared.
Crude artist's fork. There is no fork. Approximately 298 years old. While this piece is clearly ancient, it's remarkable just how little it differs from the style used every day in the present age. Yes, Darth, I am. I've been living in the game for the past month. It was a gift from We Are Woo. And little did I know that I would be living in this game. What was said about it? No man's life. No man's sky, no man's life. I've got like 200, about 200 hours in it already. I hope you're doing well. We didn't breach the atmosphere. No man's sleep. I think one of the coolest landings you can do, and it's very possible with the fighter. I don't know what other shapes of ships, how possible it is. But if you're racing down towards a planet and you kind of overdo it, and so you're about to come in upside down, keep going. Make like you're gonna crash land into the ground and you're almost coming in upside down. And if you spam landing and manage to slow at about the right rate, you're coming in upside down and you almost hug the ground, and just as you're about to hug the ground, the ship flips over and lands. So you come racing down upside down and flip over and land. It's almost an instant land. I've only done it by accident, but I want to try to do it on purpose sometimes. I don't think you can do it with a platform because you get tractored in. But on plain ground, you're coming in from space. Just overdo it. Don't come straight down. Overdo it so your nose is going under and cockpit's gonna crash into the ground. Roof of your cockpit's gonna crash into the ground, and spam the landing. If it works, it looks really neat. 4D historical scan in progress. Artifact scan complete. Consent to upload. Alright. So, it's like a 4-part. Unlike the other quests that you just do things, you're scanning, you're killing, you're taking a photo. That one, you have to go to a plaque, then you have to go to the ruin, then you have to go to a trade outpost, and then you have to turn it in. I think there's also a turn in. We'll see.
Units received.
Damn, those semiconductors are worth 1.6 mil. I didn't realize how much value was. If we do some of those mission board missions for semiconductors, that has just some unit value. Darth, how was the post stop? Well, it was more than a year and a half now. Wasn't it? Right? Year and a half now. Damn. Yes, there was a lot of pain. More than I expected. It also healed very well. I was very fortunate there. But I don't think they want to tell you. I mean, I'm trying to scare anybody who's having any. It was my first major surgery, and I had hoped to make it to 40 without major surgeries. Didn't quite. But, yeah, they don't tell you that the post-op pain is really going to suck. I mean, why would they? By the way, when you wake up after this, you're going to want to punch us in the face, but you'll be in too much pain. It doesn't really do anybody any good to say that. But yeah, initial post-op pain was something. I mean, any of those gold items are worth quite a bit. I don't know all my gold items very well, though. I'm still learning getting used to the patterns, and I don't think I can read that. Oh, it was doable, but I didn't do it. Well, last second. There was room, though. Sunrise. It would be. Yes, it would be a great track to run. I haven't run any tracks, but I can imagine. I think I can imagine. Doesn't it feel like we're going backwards? That's awesome. Anyone else feel like we were flying backwards there for a minute? That was surreal. Manufacturing, maybe. Here, let's see. There, like this. That kind of landing. That kind of landing. But more gracefully. We're racing down from the stars, tip the nose, and then whoop, flip it over and drop it. I want to master that landing. Was that a dish? Does that mean this is just an observation or a transmission? Observatory. I don't recognize all my buildings so clearly from a distance. Even though it should be obvious, you know, it had a big dish on it. I don't know. Darth, before your surgery, you were really scared for the anesthesia. It was, yeah, it was the most major being put under. I've been, had a endoscopy where they did enough that they put me under for that before. So I guess I had been put under once before, maybe just that one time. I understand being scared for that, though. It's so little control. You really have to, you don't have any choice but to let go. So it's weird. God, it's September. Isn't that strange that it's September? Captain Frantic, Chronic, do you make use of gas harvesters? If so, do they do weird things for you too? I was gonna say, define weird, like, you need an adult? Or what kind of weird things are they doing to you? For you? Well, yeah, it still applies. Still applies. Feeding the fuel, coming back, no gas. Oh! Gas harvesters. Nice, I need an adult. Yeah, that one. They saved that antimatter that we got from the freighter.
Technology repaired. Technology repaired.
What is that a no to? No, you don't use them, or no, they don't do weird things? I did watch some of that, Darth. On one hand, I'm sure it'll be quite good for those it appeals to. On the other hand, I can't say it's appealing to me yet. It doesn't. I don't want a. No, it doesn't actually grab me. Sekiro isn't doing it for me, but I'll keep an eye on it and we'll see. It doesn't look like the kind of formula shakeup that I. Who knows? I don't know my own mind much these days. Part of it, Darth, is that I'm just sort of downtrodden on most things, so I'm really not looking forward to any games. Like, I'm really not looking forward to any games. I know that must sound silly with things coming up around the corner. Will we play Tomb Raider? Yeah, we probably will, but I'm really not even thinking about it. Red Dead's kind of off my list. I'm really not. When it comes out and there's all this buzz about it, who knows what'll happen, but I'm not really thinking about it these days and not planning to play it. So while all those cards are being thrown on the table, yeah, we'll see. I'm just not looking forward to the upcoming game releases. Mostly because of where my head's at, and it's partly because games just aren't grabbing me. You guys are gonna kill me for saying this, but Cyberpunk's not grabbing me. I think I'm more interested in watching Cyberpunk at this point than playing it. It looks really, it's visually stunning, and there's it's the kind of thing I'd want to watch. It's like a sci-fi movie I'd want to watch. But it's so busy. It's so busy. There's so much stuff going on. I'm not sure it's what I want to play. And I'm not just talking about the UI. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's like I'm interested in it, but I'm not really interested in playing in it. I'm interested in seeing what happens, and I might, like, I want to know what it becomes. I want to know what it's about, but I'm not. But I'm all fucked up these days, so you'll have to allow me that. We'll see what happens by the time it actually comes out. It won't even be next year. We got like a year and a half or whatever until they sort that out. Maybe I'll sort my head out by then. But as it stands, I'd rather see one of you play it than play it. I mean, it's not like Witcher is the only thing CDPR could make that's good. They're going to make another good game. And it's not like The Witcher is the only type of game that I want to play. But as it happens, it's I don't know. I mean, you know, it's I don't want to play Cyberpunk because The Witcher was good. I don't know if I stated that clearly. The Witcher being good does not give me a reason to want to play Cyberpunk. It's such a different game. I'd have to want to play Cyberpunk. I can't just want to play a sci-fi game because I really like their fantasy game. It's so see. I sat on him for a long time, Captain. Before starting on Twitch, I had tried and failed to get into Witcher 1 a few times. At least 2, maybe 3 times I had started it and gone nowhere. And then after starting on Twitch in 2015 with Wild Hunt coming in a few months, decided to commit to playing it here, and it was not just worth it, but by the end of it I enjoyed the weird combat and I liked the whole thing. It was worth it. But it had a steep learning curve, or at least a steep curve to reach enjoyment. It was a sort of difficult game to get into. Well, that's why I don't want anyone to be. I assume people will be up in arms. These here small local up in arms that it's like grabbing me right now, but it's a long ways off. I'm glad everybody's hyped for it. It's good to be hyped for games and things that are coming. It's good to look forward to things. That's all good. And Cyberpunk is gonna be good. And maybe by the time it comes out, I'll be really excited and want to play it too. But, yeah. Yeah, I knew that was a risk saying anything about it. But I just... Oh man, these days I just can't help but wear my heart on my sleeve a little bit about a lot of things. You know, I can't handle the simple questions like, how are you? Just fall apart. So, suffice it to say that being in that state, you know, there's nothing's pulling me out of that state. It's not looking... I'll just stop there. Let me just stop there. Let me not indulge that anymore right now. Alright, let me give you a better example. Instead of indulging where I was going, let me just give you a different example. Maybe this will help, Chronic. It won't help any... You'll still think I'm crazy. You'll think I'm crazier. Because you guys know where I'm at. Like, Last of Us, one of my most cherished games of all time. I could play it over and over and never get bored of it. We could just play Last of Us forever here, and I'd be content as such. I've lost my excitement for the things that I was excited for. Like I'm not at present excited for the last. I should be. I can tell my brain what's wrong with you. What happened to the excitement for that? Your favorite game is getting a sequel. Ashley Johnson's coming back as Ellie. Yeah, I mean, all of it, and... Well, we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm gonna play it. It's a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time. But I'd be bullshitting you if I said I was like hyped or excited or honestly even looking forward to it. I'm just not in a place where I'm getting excited for things and looking forward to them. I guess that's the point I want to underline. Not because it's good. It's a shitty place to be. You don't want to emulate that. But there it is. So that's why this game was perfect, because I don't even know what we were gonna play. We were about to play nothing when we started this. We were about to play nothing. I didn't have another game for us to play. I got a backlog of like 500 games, but I was going nowhere in choosing another game for us to play. You know, the last few didn't work out so well. For pretty good reasons for me. I mean, I wasn't going to make it through Bayonetta, and I probably could have made it through Yakuza if I had enjoyed it, but mostly because of where my head's at, I didn't. I know for a fact I really crossed some people with not liking Yakuza, which is too bad. You shouldn't take that stuff personally. Just because you might like a game and I might hate a game, or I might like a game and you might. I don't take it personally when you don't. Just somebody goes away for a month or 6 months, says, I don't like the games you're playing, Jay. Oh, I like the game you're playing now. Well, it's about time you played a game that doesn't suck, or whatever. Now, that happens with every game. There's someone who leaves and someone who comes, but, yeah. Where are we going? We didn't get, do you think we could get another drop pod location? Without it being the same one, we've only got one drop pod in this system. But that. Alien monolith. Well, that just won't do. Not even, there's poop in my soup? Well, everybody likes poop in their soup. Meet their stare. Meet their stare. One day, what if they add more branches to that dialogue at some point? You go to a Viking, you say meet their stare, and they just start beating on you. Warrior appears to be in some sort of a trance. They wouldn't do that in this game. It would seem unwise to disturb them further. Chant along. I attempt to mimic the warrior's chant, but my throat is unable to make the strange guttural noises of my fellow singer. Nonetheless, they appear to appreciate my efforts. Mark an area in the north or the south. Appear to be adding their own notes, adding what appear to be tallies next to certain locations. Flavor, so the warrior nods in thanks and appears to ready themselves for some great action. I wonder what I have caused. It's going to annihilate some colony in the north. You are trying to give me a mission. I will consider your mission. What is your mission? Hunt and kill monstrosities. Is there a way to know what the reward is for a mission an NPC gives you before you complete said mission? We can kill monstrosities. Plasma grenades that I've got now are plenty strong enough. Might take myself out too, because those monstrosities close fast and I end up in panic fire, and if I panic fire a plasma grenade and we're in the splash damage radius, we're done. But what's death? And just part of the cycle. Let's go check in with a base computer. I don't know which base computer wants to talk to us today, but it didn't look like it was Bunny Hill anymore. But am I right isn't really English. Am I right is that's internet. That's a whole different language. That's I don't know how we categorize that, but let's go back to Hex Base just because Hex Planet looks so cool. We'll see if this computer will really talk to us. Interlish. Thanks, Bugs. Health restored. Big ball. All the icons. Just pop everything up. Fingernet. Random tech from a teleporter. Yeah, it happens on... Yeah, I've seen that happen on space stations. I don't think I've ever seen it happen on landing, though. Sean says, you're welcome. Found it last night. X-World. I was wondering, when I saw it, I figured that's what you were talking about. The Dyson Sphere-like planet. It's one of the biomes you can see from space that looks different. You can actually see the hex grid from way out in space, which is so cool looking from space and cool looking on the ground. Space computer. Why did we come here? Besides it looking really cool. Automated archive recovery in progress. Yeah, they're visually stunning. Some of them are really cool to contemplate, but not as cool to look at. The bubbles are awesome because of bubbles, but they're really, there's not a lot there. There's bubbles, and they're mostly translucent. They're really light, so they're very cool, but it's subtle. And then you've got the floating spires, which those are pretty neat, and some of those glow. I like the things which, yeah, I like the ones which have animations and a little more interactivity to them. And as cool as a bubble planet is, and I put a base on one, a computer on one, I wish there was a little more to them. Like if you could pop them, or they, something, I don't know, something. Or if they glowed, or, I don't know. The ones with the ray that shoots out of the stone things. I think that might be the floating, not obelisks, but large shards. What do they call it? Like a boundary separation failure, one of those. The Sentinel drones. Patrols never seem to end. I claimed so much from the Earth. Readable archive, retrieval complete, beginning defrag of next segment. The shards are different? Okay. Let me, I sometimes have a hard time with Germish or Dinglish. I like Dinglish. I can't handle Interlish. Turlish. Dinglish. Deutsche English? Is that the...
Technology recharge.
Okay. So... Base computer. Waiting. Community research. Bugged out. Next time we're at the freighter, I'll try to remember to grab some selenium, or when we're on a planet with some monstrosities. Sure, next opportunity. And the Atlas mission complete, right? So if the remembrance is from Artemis, then yeah, Atlas is truly complete. We've been through the black hole. Go on, explore the galaxy. Nada is still bugged, won't give us nanites. Does Nada say anything different after you've completed the Atlas path? We could check in with them anyways. Did I drop another base? There might have been a couple anomalies in this system. That planet. Beautiful. I want to drop a couple autonomous mining units on some activated indium in a blue star. Just for chromatic metal. Oh yeah, bountiful and viridescent. Is that the one with the cave? I dropped a base in front of a cool looking cave. Beautiful planet, nice weather. That might have been it. Viridescent world. But, hey, the anomalies there already. And this type. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. I have seen one of those. So I thought that looked kind of weird. Yeah, I did see one with the light shooting up. I didn't know what to make of it. Brain couldn't quite classify those things. Actually going to the anomaly. The pulse engine's a little picky about what it locks onto.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
How many times did you try warping random places with the one glyph you had? You can have portals on exotic planets, yes. Definitely. At least I thought so. I was sure until you asked. Now I'm thinking. And when we, in our first save, the very first time I portaled, didn't we end up portaling to an exotic world with some sort of glass structures? And I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up a couple things. Yeah, well, it's not even whether you're doubting. I'm doubting. I'm now wondering. Maybe I'm thinking of when a story mission portals you somewhere special, and then, you know, Atlas pulls you out. Maybe I was thinking of something from the Artemis quest line from the last save. Something involving portals, but not a normal situation where you portal somewhere and it's an exotic world and there's just a portal. I'm not sure. 70 odd times or so. That's a lot of random jumping. Nada is free and not free. Happy and not happy. But Nada is safe. Did I click through a line of dialogue before free, not free, happy, not happy? Grumble, grumble. The Korvax shares their research. They show me what they believe to be the structure of the known multiverse. A cloud of what seems like stars, each pinprick of light containing the fire of a big bang. Universes rise and fall. I see worlds where nothing lives, all life wiped out by a nameless contagion. I see alien species make faltering steps into the skies and beyond. I see the creation of a great machine. Nada tells me that the death of the Atlas is the death of everything. All worlds echo the circumstances of its holy birth, its fall. Are you stuck? You waiting on something? Are you stuck? Don't be stuck. Oh, you're kidding me. What? Nada, please. Nada. Nada, I know you're bugged and you're not going to give us nanites for milestones, but give me a break. Well, that's a new one. We would have gotten an auto save when we got off the ship, right? Fix your game, Sean. That's Sean behind the mask. That's Sean behind the mask trolling right now. Dude. Oh, shit. My mouse is over on the other side of the room. It's so much easier to go get the mouse than to tab around. Also, with the cursor hovering, it's not going to move. All right, give me a second. I'm going to try tabbing back into game real quick, but I doubt it's going to do anything different. No, skip nothing. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. We're going to take our second break soon. But let's see how it loads up. Yeah, game crashed. Well, it didn't crash, it froze. Locked in a dialogue with Nada. Couldn't get out of a dialogue with Nada. Maybe I shouldn't talk to Nada this time. We already had the conversation, and Nada's bugged and won't give us nanites, so... Nada, we're done talking to you. How was your trip, friend? Tell a tale of wonder. Remember these sights, friend. Hold on to them as tightly as you hold on to your own life. As tightly as you hold a dear friend. Please, I've made you this new tool to help make new memories. Did your travels help you recover? The data you found on your extreme journey gave me much joy. But it is stained with the trouble it caused. Some new task will refresh us both, yes? Chronic, that's what... I think you mentioned it before. I get it now, yeah. I had at least one successful conversation with Nada since the last patch, I think, but happening now. Whole galaxy for you. Just for you. You must see it all. Haha, no, I joke. But a few more systems, maybe? Our earlier awkwardness is now long forgotten. Polo wishes me to indulge in their favorite hobby. Unfettered exploration of the stars, warping from system to system. They wish to see me fly. Ha 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 ha. You should have enough to turn in already. Already? You have seen the entire galaxy? Ah, no alarm, just a Gex failing humor. But out there, you warped far, like us, like our anomaly. Hee. Before taking the warp data, Polo gazes deep into my eyes, trying to discern if I am changed by my long travels. They release a wistful sigh, and then offer a new technology. Yes, well... One day, you're gonna surprise me with a nice mod, aren't you? One day. One day. Fight only to survive, friend. Treasure the galaxy and all its wonder. Friend, you've given me much to consider. Please, I must take some time. Perhaps you might explore a little more, yes? You will know when I'm ready. Before you go, there's another gift. The anomaly sometimes teaches me things, friend, and I shall teach them to you. Ah, there's... Well, we don't need two. We have three. We don't need two. But there's two. Aha. Copper. We're supposed to get copper and make Atlas Pass V1. Alright, but we're kind of due a break, so where... Chicken tetrazzini casserole. Mmm, that does sound good. Daisy, that sounds great. And you've got enough for everyone? Let's break on the space station and decide where we want to go. I've been lunching on potato chips, but I gotta eat a little more or something. My brain is unfueled. Insufficiently fueled. You have enough for an army? Because that's how you cook. Perfect. Enough for an army, should be enough for a starship. Oh boy. Yeah, I might make a quick sandwich or something. Install these and break them down for tech modules. Hey, tech module, that's what I needed. Fix this shield. It went through the black hole and it busted one of my shield mods.
Technology repaired.
See if the vendor has another shield mod or an engine mod, just for fun. And I'll be looking for those 11% numbers you mentioned, Chronic, just to see. Won't necessarily restrict myself to them, but there you go, like 10.4. We want to see 11 or better, huh? Doesn't have any S-class mods, but even the A mods can get up there pretty high. Plus 10, saying 11 or better is what you want in a mod, huh? We were looking for further. I need information. Cannon, mining beam. Damn, 15. But the mining beams are like, they're everywhere, aren't they? So 15 sounds really awesome, but how much better would it be? It's a mining beam upgrade. We've already got the mining beam. On the other hand, if it were a scanner and it were plus 15, I'd be all over that. I'm trying to take your info to heart about those values that are shown. Approximates the value, the quality of the rolls you'll likely get. Okay, after the break, let's go anywhere with copper. I need to replenish some of my copper stash. I should put a couple autonomous mining units on some copper somewhere so I don't have to worry about it. We can just teleport somewhere, pick up a stack or two, and do that again next time we need copper. I haven't done that yet, so we'll have to just mine some the old-fashioned way. I want to make an Atlas Pass V1 to go with the V3. And then we'll start popping open boxes, extra boxes. I've been forgetting to check the extra rooms I can get into with that thing. There might even be some in this space station. I don't know. Know what's in it. Mostly just supplies, more crates, more stuff, but is there occasionally something really good in them? Alright, break time for me, and I will see you all back here. Since we're doing the full 6-hour stream today, I'm gonna take 10 again. I'll see you back here in 10 years.